I'm not sure what I'm gonna call this video yet, but I'm showing you the newest products that I bought. So it's kind of a haul, but I didn't want it to feel repetitive, so I'm putting them on my face. And I'm also showing you some products that I haven't worn on camera yet and telling you what I think about them. The first one is the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. I know it's in other languages, but that's what it says. It's the hydrating cleanser. I've heard good things about this one for dry skin, which is what I have. I still have the old one that is for blemish control supposedly, but I think that the ingredients in there are not ingredients that you should be putting in a wash, because they should sit on your skin to really help you with blemish control. So it certainly did not help me. But I'm not giving up on their cleansers quite yet. The second one I have already been using. I've used it twice and I can really feel that this gloss from L'Oreal is working on my hair. It does make it more easier to manage, like it doesn't get as tangled. Yes, I use conditioner, but still my hair tends to get quite tangled, but it also adds that nice gloss, that nice shine that I have been looking to get. Did try to get it in London. They didn't have it, they were sold out, but I found it here. Supposedly just gives you a little bit of shine in the beginning, and then of course the more you use it, the more shine you get. I so far like this product. I think what you get for the price is good. I just started using it, and also I'm not a hair expert, as I have shown you in my blowout video. Even though I did a good blowout and all that, I'm not an expert. A while ago I was also in Vilnius, and well, I've been there again recently. I have really fair skin. That makes it really hard to find, well, matches in general, but it also means that bronzers are something that are really hard to find, because usually they look orange on me. I wanted to find a cool toned or at least neutral toned blush, like true neutral or true cool should be fine. Cool is probably better, or leaning cool. I did want to try this Buttermelt NYX bronzer. I will show you how it performs on me, but it is not my perfect bronzer, let me just put it that way, but I can still make it work if I'm sneaky about it. We will get to that. So the point is that I will be including these two products just so I can show you these two items that I got in London. And I would like to use this MAC eyeshadow because I haven't yet. I also got another micro brow pencil. I have been using these since the first time I got one. I've probably gone through 7 of these or something. I've gone through a lot of these, but I finally had to stop being in denial about the ash brown shade, because yes, the color is called ash brown. That means cool toned. Yes, it looks like the swatch looks cool toned, but on me, on my brows, the color looks warm. Okay, pulls up orange on me, like slightly, but still, and it's not the right shade for me. The more I look at my own videos and pictures, I'm just like, I don't want to give up on these, and I have been having a hard time figuring out, okay, which other shade can I use then that is not gonna look too dark on me or be too warm. Finally settled on the espresso shade, and it is quite dark, but if I'm really gentle with it, it works, and it looks a lot more neutral on me. Let me know if you want me to compare on my two brows. I can put like ash brown here and the espresso one here. I also got this gel eyeliner. Can you believe I've never had a gel eyeliner before? It's so silly. If you don't know the difference, kohl eyeliners are easy to smudge and you can keep smudging them like hours after you've applied them. With a gel eyeliner, it's actually waterproof, or waterproof-ish, but it will not budge. Like, you can smoke it out a little bit right when you apply it, but then it will set and it will supposedly not move. It does move on me, but it is a lot better. So this is the gel eyeliner from Maybelline, the tattoo eyeliner in the color teal, I believe, or deep teal. It's not my perfect color, but it is better than black, for example. And the reason why I got this is to like make my brown eyes pop a little bit more. So the next one is from a brand I have not tried before. It's called Art Deco. It's this eyeshadow stick that is waterproof. This is actually not a good color for me, but the reason why I got it, and this might be really ridiculous to you, but I am in love with the color blue. It's my new obsession, and I want to get better at doing blue smoky eyes, something that will help me to do that. I am considering to get some other ones because it actually is waterproof, even though nothing is really waterproof on me, but this one will not budge. I will not be using this one today because there's just no point to it. On the topic of blue smoky eyes, I didn't have any blue eyeshadow, so that's one of the reasons why I got this palette. It's also one of the reasons why I went shopping. So I got this NYX palette. It does have a few blue shades and it has a lot of just good eyeshadow shades to have. And it has 5 really nice glitters. I love glitter. I have already dipped into this palette a little bit, but mostly the blue shades and this dark blue glitter. Then I got some lip stuff. First one is this lip liner from NYX, and I love this color. It is so good for me. It's this muted kind of purple mauve color and almost pinky. And the color is called Trophy Life, and I think that's so funny. I used this already, love it, love the color on me. And then of course I had to get the new lip stain from NYX. First it looks like a gloss and then there's a stain underneath. I have to try it. I also saw a video of this, like the second it launched, of someone saying like this is the best lip stain they have ever tried, and obviously I have to try this today just to see what's up. But anyway, just making sure my hair is back and then we can get started on the makeup. I forgot to mention that I bought this eyelash curler from Wet n Wild because supposedly it's really good. I think it might not be the right shape for my eye. I will say that I have a hard time believing that any eyelash curler can ever be better, for me specifically, than the Shiseido one. I'm gonna do my base off camera. Then the second I want to start using some of the new products, I will of course show you. Okay, I'm now at the part of the process where I want to use a setting spray that is dewy because my skin is super dry at the moment, and you can start to see the texture of that really dry skin underneath the makeup, and I haven't put powder on yet. I'm struggling a little bit with that. So the next thing I want to do is to set my face with the Halo Glow setting powder. It's supposed to give you a little bit of glow. I hope that this will help, even though it's a powder. I hope that will help with the texture. It probably won't, but fingers crossed. Peel off and turn dial. What? There's a little sticker in here where the powder is supposed to come out. I'm just trying to peel that off. Yeah, I don't like that. I understand why there's a sticker, but when you have to peel off the last bit, even if you're doing it gently, it's easy to just move the whole container and then you have a mess. Imagine you just lost all your powder on that. Anyway, with the powder that did come out, I'm just gonna put that into the lid, dip in my... I'm taking very little. Like in general, I use such a minimal amount of powder just because I'm that dry, but I'm taking a little bit, making sure that there's no crazy amount of powder on my brush. And I'm just going to lightly set it. Oh, okay. I see what they mean by like a little bit of that glow. It's very subtle because I put very little on the other eye. Okay, that is interesting. It does give like this minimal little amount of glow, and I do enjoy that. For my dry skin, that's perfect. But I would not recommend this for any other skin type. Maybe normal, maybe, but oily, stay away from this for sure. I don't know why you would get this if you had an oily skin tone, other than just to experiment, I guess. Oh, it's not gonna work on you. Okay, a little bit. And this is the area up here where I am really like, that's where you can see the dry patches. What? Okay, it's set, but it's not looking crazy. I was really thinking this is gonna look crazy. Now, as you can see, I'm really avoiding going in where I'm gonna put my bronzer and where I'm gonna put my blush, because there's just no point to using that setting powder there when I'm literally gonna be putting other powders there. I just don't see the point in that when I'm this dry. Okay, just a little bit. I like to set a tiny bit of that contour. Don't want it to budge, but as you can see, I put on very little. And I like to work with this small brush just so I know where everything is set. Okay, I'm like super impressed. I'm very surprised by this. This is so good for dry skin. I really love this right now. Like, if this still makes my makeup last, then hello. Obviously, that is my new favorite setting powder, if that's the case. What? Like, it's so much better. I really thought I was gonna struggle with the powder, but I do use very, very little and a very light hand, but it's so good. Next, I want to go in with this Buttermelt bronzer. It smells like coconut oil. Oh my god. And for this one, I know that I have to use very, very little because otherwise it looks orange on me. And that's because I'm that fair, and even supposedly cool tone, like cool undertone products will still look orange on me. Okay, because I am that pale. So, I need to use the lightest hand. That's why I'm putting it on this super busted brush, dual fiber brush, because I need to be so careful with this one for it to not look orange. It's quite ridiculous actually. Like, yeah. Like even that, I'm like, okay, that's enough, you know, like, cause yeah, otherwise I just start looking like a freaking orange. It's just, it's not cute. So yeah, I have to be super gentle with this one. And the good thing about a clean brush is that you can just turn it around and start blending. If you put on a little bit too much, and then when you blend, you essentially take away a little bit of product. So don't over blend, but you do need to blend to make it seamless. I feel like I need to put a little bit more right there, because otherwise it's gonna be super obvious that it's just a bronzer and that I'm not actually slightly tan right there. Obviously I'm not tan, but do you see that? Just the tiniest bit, and then that's enough because I really am that white. I'm just putting it right up to the hairline because I hate it if you can see that I'm super white. Like obviously you can tell that I'm super white, but At least it looks like I parted my hair in a different place than when I was outside in the sun. Okay, a little bit more. It looks a bit weird on the brush, but a little bit more right here, and really just working that into the skin. A tad bit more and it looks horrible. Like it's gonna look orange. But yeah, that smell, it really does smell like, it smells like summer to me. Now this one is in the shade BMB 03, the Server Butter. And it says that it's a light to medium color. I would tend to agree with that. I would agree with that. I'm just very fair. And then it's neutral. And in the pan, it looks neutral, but I would say it actually leans warm. Now, when I was buying this, I was not able to look at the tester because it wasn't there, so I couldn't see what it looked like in the pan. But I thought, okay, if it matches the exterior, then it should lean slightly cool or at least be neutral. You could argue that this is neutral. On most skin tones, it will be neutral. I was like really hoping that, because I had been looking at those bronzers like 3 times and trying to find just one shade. I had looked at multiple stores, multiple brands, looking through everything that they have, and usually bronzers are always at least leaning warm, if not super warm. And for someone like me, that is, it's gonna look horrifying. So I was really hoping that this would work, and hoping they actually meant it when they said neutral. But yeah, just a little bit, I can work with that. Why? Because I'm not truly cool. I lean cool overall. My skin also leans cool. Essentially, I'm neutral, but I lean cool, so that's why I can get away with this, but also why if I put on more, then it's gonna start looking orange. Sometimes I will put a little bit in my crease, just here, make it all tie in. It looks like it's more of a natural part of you, a natural color that you have on your face. You can also do this with blush. It just doesn't work on every skin type, and it's not gonna look good on everyone. Same with the bronzer tip. A little bit of blush. I don't want that to take away from anything else that we're doing. So that little bit of blush just helps a tiny bit to minimize the look of the kind of warm tones in the bronzer. And what also helps is that I put on the contour that is naturally cooler. Now I'm just doing a little bit of the Kaya highlighter. Sometimes I feel like I can't speak. Oh my god, I completely forgot that I wanted to use this. Oh no. I'm sorry. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh, I think this is my new buffing brush for my CC cream. This is gonna work so well. Oh my god. I think I'm just gonna apply a bit more blush, because why not? Just trying to get it even on the brush. I picked up very little. Oh, the good thing about dense brushes is that they will really, like, you can use very little product and they will just work it into the skin so well for you. I love dense brushes. It's just, love it. Let's move on to the brows. So this is in the color Espresso. I already know and love my micro brow pencil. I really love this, and this is just such a staple for me. But now, since I went with a darker color, I have to be super careful to not make it look way too dark. and the problem is that I have a lot of sparse areas in the front. So as you can see, I'm barely touching the brow in here, because you can always put on more product, but it will be harder to take it away. So I'm just being super careful. Now I'm gonna do the other side. Oh, I have some dead skin on my nose, sorry about that. It's so easy for me to overdo them if I'm not wearing glasses, so I'm just hoping that I'm not overdoing them now. Okay, this is actually starting to scare me a little bit. I will just put on my glasses. Okay, this one is looking good. This one can definitely be improved a bit. Usually now I would go ahead and do my eyeshadow, and well, actually just my eyes, but since I have this lip stain and it's both like kind of a gloss when you just put it on first, and then when you remove it it's also a lip stain, I would just like to do my lips first because of this lip stain. I want to see it when it's glossy, and I want to see the lip stain underneath. So I'm just thinking to have it on, to have it on longer. I'm just gonna go in with my lip liner first. These lips are not lined in a perfect way at all, but it will be fine for what we need. So now I'm gonna go in with the NYX Lip IV Hydrating Gloss Serum in the color Blush Rush, I think. Yeah, Blush Rush. And I am honestly a bit nervous about this. Okay. It's a bit more intense than I was hoping for, but again, it's really hard for me to find my right color, so I don't think it's too like not good on me, but the consistency is thicker than I thought it would be, and also I wanted to put on a really thin layer. It's a bit hard. Definitely clean up the little, what's it called, the wand, the applicator. When you, like before you put it on your lips, that applicator really needs to be cleaned out well, because the consistency is really thick. You also should not be doing that thing where you put your lips together, because then it's just gonna be too thin as well. So be a bit mindful about how you apply it. It's really cute, I have to say. It's not my perfect color. If it would be a better color for me, then I think I would be even happier with it. And I wish they had a more soft, like kind of mauvey. I know it's so cliche. Nice, cool toned dusty rose would be perfect, but since I really did my I did my cheeks in a very minimal way, then it looks a bit off balance. And it also looks a bit unbalanced because I haven't done my eyes yet. So let's get to it with that. I'm just gonna let the lips sit for a little bit. So I'm gonna be using this eyeshadow palette and this nice and neutral shade. Work that in slowly. The pigmentation is quite good, I would say. Like, it has a nice amount of pigment, so I really like that. I would like to use the same shade on the outer third of the eye. Going in with a darker shade, but I think like this one might be a bit too warm. I will go in with a little bit just to see how it looks on the eye, but I might regret it. Okay, it's not that bad actually. It does look darker on me than it does in the pants, so that is actually a good thing, because that darker brown shade I think would have been way too much. Putting that on that outer third, but really intensifying it closer to the lash line and not placing it all over the outer third, but just right here. Eyes especially, you don't need as much as you think to get definition. But yeah, I'm almost creating a wing now with that shade, but not fully. I would also like to incorporate a little bit of that pink. I will just go in with a small blending brush and just put it right here. So a bit lower than where we put the other transition shade in the crease. I would really like to use that color, but I'm just scared that it's gonna take away from the purple that I also want to place, but I'm still gonna go ahead and do it. Then I'm gonna extend what I did on the outer corner and just go further into the lid space. It really adds the most subtle amount of glimmer and shines. Alright, I have opened her up. She's not the best match with the lip, but I really want to try this anyway. So I almost don't want to dip in because there's like a nice little pattern on the eyeshadow, so I don't want to ruin it, you know. But okay, I'm gonna have to. Is it picking anything up? Okay, barely. Let's try again. Okay, that is the most sheer. That eyeshadow is so sheer. Hold on. It's literally so pretty. I have no idea if can you tell? Let me see if I can show you on the eye. So I don't think I'm gonna be ruining the look then at all. Let's put it in here. But it's barely picking up. I think it's the brush though, but it's like barely picking up anything. It might be one of those shades where you have to wet your brush. I hope you can tell on camera what I'm doing, but do you see that? It just gives such a nice little shine. Like you can barely tell until it starts to shine. It is such a delicate shade. I love that. I want to make the rest of the eye a bit more intense, let's say, to have a bit more contrast and a bit more play. I'm gonna go back in with the shader brush back into this shade and then see if I can darken up the outer corners a little bit more, even though it's not really the shade for this kind of eye look. I want to use some kind of liner out here. So even though this might not be the best option for this look, I would normally just go with a dark brown to emphasize the brown that we put out here, but it might still be a fun color. I am just going to go in between the lashes with this. Can you see that that made a difference? And then just lining the waterline. It almost looks like it's more of a dark gray than a teal. So that's funny how different colors will show up. And it's just a bit softer than black, so that's why I got it, and because it should really bring out some interesting tones in my brown eyes. My flat liner brush and dipping it into this color. Could also alternatively do this one. So I'm just gonna bake a little bit under my eyes. So since I'm really dry, this is the only kind of baking you will ever see me do. Like, cause baking is just not suitable for dry skin. So I'm just gonna let that sit for a little bit. And while I do that, I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. This is the Wet n Wild eyelash curler. It's super cheap and affordable because it's Wet n Wild. So I'm just gonna be using that. And yeah, it's actually a bit too small for my eyes. This is definitely not the right eyelash curler for me. Yeah, this just, it doesn't work very well for me. I don't like it for me. It's, nope. And it feels cheap too. I'm sorry. But the way it curls my lashes is just, no. Now that my powder has been sitting for a little while underneath, I will just gently remove it with the same brush that we used for the crease. Back in with the pink shade that we used in the crease. I'm using such a big brush because it just will put a soft little touch to it, if that makes sense. But then I'm gonna go in with the flat shader brush. I still have some left over, so I'm just gonna be running that close to the lash line. And then going in with the really dark brown on the flat shader brush right here. The reason why I put it like that is because I like a little bit of definition, in particular out here. Just helps with that elongated look. But I also, because I know that this one is gonna transfer at some point down here, I'm also putting that liner there because I know that I need a little bit extra in order to make this teal shade blend in a little bit better. And do you see how fast my eyes start to water? This is why I barely ever put any liner on my waterline. Should we do a little bit of glitter in the inner corner? I think we should. Just to see what that looks like. I swatched it on my hand and there's also a little bit of pink glitter. Oh my god, that is so pigmented. Just trying to blend it a little bit. We're not quite done yet because I still need to spray my face with this crazy setting powder. I've already tried it and it is super drying. Your makeup will definitely last a lot longer. Okay, I can't believe I have to do this again, but my camera cut off. But I will just start with this. So since I already swatched it for you, but I don't think my camera recorded it. So this is the eyeshadow stick. Like I said, it's waterproof and it just helps to make your eyeshadow stay on. I would not blend this out too much, because if you blend it out more than this, you can almost tell already. It will look really patchy and just weird. This is really good for putting eyeshadow on top and making your eyeshadow last because it's waterproof. But you could essentially do the same thing with an eye kohl. Works really well too, but this is just waterproof. So that's the difference. Plus it's made as an eyeshadow stick. So that was one thing that you missed. And I can't believe I have to spray my face again with this because yes, my face is still dewy because I didn't put too much, and because I have on highlighter, and of course because I use this glowy setting powder, then that helps a lot. This feels and is kind of like a hairspray, but for your face. It will make your makeup last for really, really long. This is perfect if you're on the go and your makeup has to stay put throughout, like, I don't know, 10 hours or something. This will definitely help. Plus it's matte, but it smells like a hairspray. It feels like a hairspray. It's drying. It's definitely matte. And if you get it in your mouth, by the way, it tastes like hairspray, and the smell also is like hairspray. So yeah, but I'm gonna have to do it again for you guys. Oh my god. That I will not do more because I can already feel how it's drying down my face. Not the most comfortable. This is what my makeup looks like. I'm sorry about the lighting. The sun just went away, and this is what I have without the sun. So yeah, I hope you can still see. Now what I haven't done yet is to remove the glossy part of the lip stain. So I'm gonna be doing that now, and I'm a bit nervous about this part. I'm just gonna start with a piece of toilet paper because I just wanna, like, I'm so scared of taking off too much, but I think that took off. Okay, that took off some of it. If you still want a little bit of shine, this is actually the perfect trick. Can you see that it's still a bit shiny? That's actually wonderful. Because it's so thick, the consistency is so thick. So if this would not be for a video, this makeup, I would leave my lips like that. That's actually such a hack. What? But yeah, I have to remove it. I'm so sad because I like that it's a bit shiny, and now it's a bit more me. It's not as intense. It's still got that glow, but the color is not as in your face. You could also just use a cotton rod for this, but since I already took a piece of toilet paper, then yeah. Pretty much removed it. I didn't go in hard, okay? I think I have seen people go in and like properly try to remove it. Or not properly, but like a bit more intensely. And yeah. So there's less product left on the lips, but this is the lip stain. I like the lip stain itself as well. I guess I'm gonna recommend you to take this off with a piece of toilet paper instead, or a kitchen towel, whatever. But I like this a lot. I like this a lot, I have to say. Also, I can't believe that even when using this, still making me glow. That is crazy. I'm so impressed with this one. Like, I really set my expectations low because I felt like this could go really wrong too. This was not what I had expected at all, but I still really like it. And I like the glittery look that it has. I love anything that glitters. So the only thing I don't like is the eyelash curler. It's just, it's not the right shape for me. And of course, I don't know what I think about this yet because I haven't even tried it once. So I really love that it's not just that you can do like the glossy and the stain. You can do something in between, like I have shown you with toilet paper. But this is so cool actually, and I'm so happy that the stain looks like this and that it actually suits me when it's just a stain and when it's slightly glossy too. Then this palette, like some of the colors are definitely too wild and intense for me for it to look cute. Like this one is not a good shade for me, but it's still fun to play with. I just like that there's these like pink and very neutral shades and a lot of browns. Colors you can always use. I do want to swatch the different glitters. Those are the 5 shimmers. I really love these 3 in particular. This one, I don't know so much. This one is obviously perfect for a blue smoky eye, or like a gunmetal and blue smoky eye. If you want to do something really intense, think like pop star or like kind of rock, a rock look on a pop star. I don't know if that translates in your head, that idea, but that is my little haul slash makeup review, makeup first impressions, whatever. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I had so much fun, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!